Hi, I am going to record this slideshow with no narration, just to give you an idea of the slides that we have available on this topic, climate finance. And we will put together something that includes some of these slides. Okay. I've got to share the screen. There we go. And I'll start from the beginning. Okay. Climate finance for a rapid, just, and equitable phase out of fossil fuels. This is about what are the obstacles to progress. And this is from the Climate Reality Project. Okay, narration, I'll just read. The single US state of Florida has more installed solar capacity than the entire continent of Africa. Even though Africa has 60% of the world's best global resources for solar power. But behold the frenzied build out of fossil fuel infrastructure in Africa. Why? The cost of borrowing money to finance green energy projects in developing countries is often 2 to 3 times higher than in wealthy countries. What are the obstacles to progress? Global subsidies on fossil fuel production and consumption. $143 billion global energy subsidies for renewable energy. For fossil fuels, $5.2 trillion. No wonder it's hard to phase out fossil fuels. In 2022, direct fossil fuel subsidies reached $1.3 trillion globally. They're going up. What would happen if all fossil fuel subsidies were removed? Government revenues would rise by $4.4 trillion. About the same amount needed annually for the global energy transition. $1.6 million lives would be saved per year around the world. Emissions would fall 34% by 2030. And incomes would be redistributed as subsidies benefit the rich more than they benefit the poor. What are the obstacles to progress? The relentless opposition and brazen deception of the fossil fuel industry. They sow doubt about climate change on purpose. They've used fraud and falsehood on an industrial scale. They have captured the policy-making progress in too many countries around the world. Even on the international scene, as fossil fuel representatives outnumber national delegations. In nation state and global jurisdictions and at the COPs, fossil fuel companies have worked directly and through their allies to delay and prevent clean energy projects, block legislation promoting clean energy, promote more dirty energy products, and propose false solutions, bright, shiny objects, to divert the attention of publics and legislators from the most important real solutions, cutting emissions from fossil fuels. In their effort to block any phase out of fossil fuel, the oil, coal, and gas companies are working to divert the public's attention to a series of schemes that are highly unlikely to scale or play a substantial role in reducing emissions. Carbon capture and storage, direct air capture, recycling of plastics, beware of the false claim that we're going to capture our emissions. Not much is operational, and it's been many years, or not much is on track to be operational even by 2035. That permits have been obtained, but look how many carbon capture coupled power plants have been previously announced and since abandoned. Carbon capture is not at all becoming close to scale as far as it working in any significant way. Now, if we were showing solar, we would see that solar is and battery storage are going up as far as capacity, and prices are dropping dramatically. So the fossil fuel companies are way better at capturing politicians than emissions. And there are more slides telling about these false solutions. But as Bill McKibben said, sunlight travels so far, 93 million miles, to reach the Earth, and none of them go through the Strait of Hormuz. And one of the slogans of the climate justice movement is systems change, not climate change. So much has to change, and so much about the church's activities can help change the system, because they can help change the underlying values of the dominant global system that is powered by fossil fuels and is the highest value is money. So there you go. Okay, I am going to record this on YouTube and send it off to you, Jefferson. Okay.